Right on, day 5. Just took me about 5 minutes to get from the motel to the TAT. And I'm just leaving Counce, Tennessee. Had a nice restful night. Was up about 5:30. On the road a little before 7. I don't know why it takes me just as long to get ready in a motel as it does breaking down camp and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm psyched to get into Mississippi. Scoped out a few campgrounds. Hoping that because it's a Sunday, it's not going to be crazy packed. Because I just can't book it online because I don't know where I'm going to get to. So, that's about it. I got up and checked the oil, lubed the chain, checked the tire pressure, which seemed fine. So I think I'm good to go. I'm good on fuel. Can't wait to see what today's roads are like. There it is, ground zero. Sam's house. I did stop and left him a little memento. And I didn't have a pen and paper, but I'm gonna send him a little something later. Thanking him. Oh, hello, sand. This is honestly the first. Okay, this is not good. Well, I definitely can't get around that, can I? No way. Nope. Right. Alright, this is my first have to detour situation. Oh. And that's okay, but what do I do here? Ooh, this stuff is gnarly anyway. Well, that little detour. That little detailed detour took longer than I thought it was going to take. Went up through Corinth, I think. Cool, sleepy little town on a Sunday morning. And then filled up on gas. Checked the air pressure at a gas station. And now I think I'm finally back on the TAT. So I don't know how much I just skipped. It was like a little U in the TAT. Whoa, Jesus. I'm not that psyched to be back on it. Because it's slidey gravel. Alright, I'm gonna go concentrate for a minute. I'll see you in a little while. Man, if something's gonna get me, here we go again. See that road right there? If something's gonna get me, it's gonna be a road like that. That loose gravel, a couple inches deep, is the worst. Trying to use the no input rule, really think outside the box, but you have to keep the throttle on a little bit or else you stop. So, you know. But I am trying to keep like my grip really loose, let the bike slide around a little bit if it wants to and not worry about it. But that kind of stuff is stressful. so counterintuitive to loosen the death grip, but it's really true. I don't know why that works. I was just thinking about how, because it's been country roads all morning pretty much, and man, the miles just mount up so much quicker. I mean, I'm still going just slow as hell on a little tiny bike, but compared to the days when it's been mostly dirt, it just flies by. I swear to God, if I go down, it's going to be on something dumb like this. It's such a pain in the ass to get through. Gravel, man. Should be outlawed. I know you can't tell on the video, but this is some deep gravel. It's painful. I feel like a lot of these roads have just been graded or something. There's times where you see it just piled up on both sides of the road. Deep gravel, then you get like some hard dirt, then you get deep sand, and Little Ugly is not loving the sand. I need some new tires. You know what I'm saying? My crisis of tire is over. I'm gonna try to get the Shinko 241s. Oh, Jesus. Wow. That's hard. Or some knobby that's not too aggressive, so it won't be too bad on the roads. Wow, I think there's long patches of that out west, and that's not going to be fun. Nope. I mean, it will be fun, but I wanted to leave Sam a note of thanks when I passed by his house this morning. I did leave a decal on his mailbox, which I'm sure he'll appreciate. But I'm gonna send him an email with a picture of my bike by his house that says, "Dear Sam, you've written the great American novel using roads instead of words. Thanks so much for all the work you put into this. Really appreciate it." Is that too flowery? Do I lose adventure rider street cred with that bit of prose? It's true though. He's really made a masterwork here, and I'm only a quarter of the way through. I can't imagine the work it took. I really don't understand how it got done, especially before GPS. It's just nuts. Hey chickens. Just stopping for a little break before my ass starts screaming at me again. There's just nothing. Beautiful. So far today's been a lot like yesterday. There's lots of cool country roads. I think there's probably more dirt today than yesterday, so it's a little slower going. And it's mostly dirt like this. Some very pretty stuff. And man, I cannot believe how lucky I'm getting with the weather. For real. It's amazing. It's not that hot. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Man, that stuff just gets thrown in at you. I feel like I've got to be in Mississippi, right? I think I am. Every time I stop, I mean to check, but I haven't. But I think I've got to be. Let's talk about riding gear. I bought these riding pants and jacket for a really long, epic trip I took to Canada, which was really fun. It was on a big, humongous, comfortable rented Harley. The opposite of this trip. And, you know, I think it was early summer and the weather was good and it was fine. But all black, I'm thinking, may not be the best choice. I mean, I wanted approval from Johnny Cash, and I think he would approve. But all black in a desert, I'm thinking that might be a bad idea. It's too late now, but if I'm moving, even when it's really hot, I'm kind of okay. It's just, there's a lot of mesh. It's well vented. And I stay pretty cool. But when I stop, it's like instant sweat showers if the sun's out and it's hot. So anyway, I think I'm gonna regret the color palette I've chosen once we get to, I don't know where, Utah. I just passed the cutest puppy in the road. He was dead and being eaten by birds, but he was super cute. It's such a bummer. Well, I'm definitely in Mississippi. I just stopped and checked. And I'm actually on the second Mississippi truck. So I guess I'm deep into Mississippi. I'm liking Mississippi. I haven't spent a lot of time here. Never really hung out in Mississippi. There's not a lot to report today. It's just sort of more of the same. Beautiful country roads, very fun. But, you know, no incidents. Nothing like that. Just riding. My ass just called me a prima donna. He's like, dude, why can't you just stop wherever? Why does it have to be a spot that meets your delicate criteria? And I reminded him that I'm the boss. I don't know how my ass got to be such a wise ass. You know what I'm saying? So, told him to shut his mouth. And now, I'd like everyone to picture an ass's mouth. Are you doing it? Alright. Sorry about that. Apologies. I just went through 2 large road closed signs, or road closed ahead signs, and I wonder if that means the roads are closed. Looks like I'll find out right up here. The suspense is killing me. By closed, do they mean... Oh. Yeah, I see. Okay. But it wasn't blocked. So if it's not blocked, am I allowed to do what I'm doing right now? Alright. This was another instance of signs are for suckers. Mission Control, this is CT125. We are going to be in orbit around Lake Enid, Mississippi in 400 hours. And we just wanted to request a landing zone be set up in that area. Over. Copy that, CT125. This is Mission Control. We're gonna get our engineers to set up a flight plan. I don't know why we need our engineers to set up a flight plan, but we're gonna set up a landing zone for you, and we will send you the coordinates. Toot sweet. Oh. That was my impression of me and John. John helping me find appropriate lodging. Maybe I should listen to an audiobook or a podcast. All this time knocking around in your own brain is kind of dangerous. Kind of great though too. I mean, what other situation would you have had the chance to hear my vocal stylings? I mean, those impressions of an astronaut and a mission control person, whatever they're called. What other chance would you have had to hear that? Right? Liking Mississippi. It's got a lot in common with North Carolina, where I live, and Tennessee for that matter. I really do love the South. It's such a deeply weird place, especially as someone who grew up in Newtown, Connecticut. I remember when we were looking for a house, I went to Asheville by myself to look around. We were living in Los Angeles at the time, and I was drinking a beer at some place downtown, and this super, super old guy sat down next to me. And we started talking, and he was talking about how, you know, his family had owned this piece of property since, I don't know, hundreds of years ago or something. And how he was still mad that the Yankees came through and messed things up, and, you know, he was still pissed, even though, you know, he wasn't alive when all that stuff happened. But shit runs deep, man. And I definitely didn't mention that I was from Connecticut. There's just something kind of oppressive about the South that I like. I get along with people from here pretty well, but being from the North, I also feel like an outsider, which I like too. But the South is a strange place. There's definitely there's just a weirdness about it that I really, really like. And my mother's family is from West Virginia, and so, you know, they have their own sort of accents, and they use words like reckon I'll go down to the store, which is one of my favorite words there is. They say sakes alive. Well, my grandmother says sakes alive. I love that stuff. And reckon, like, why isn't that should be a normal word in everyday America. That's a great word. I'm trying to think of where that comes from. I mean, it's like, I guess I'm going down to the store, or I suppose I'll go down to the store. I mean, that's the meaning. I reckon I'll go down to the store. But what's the, like, etymology? Is that the word, etymology, or is that the study of butterflies? I think it's etymology. Where does that word come from? I recognize I'll go down. No, that doesn't work. Mission control. This is CT125. We're gonna need a report on the etymology, if that's the correct word. The etymology of the word reckon. It's a southern dialect word, and we would like to know the origin. Copy, over. Copy that, CT125. We are gonna get our team of engineers on that and get you a report stat. Over. Alright, good. So we'll find out. We'll find out in a little while where that word comes from. Okay, first of all, props to Past Ange for the correct usage of the word etymology. That's pretty impressive. And the word reckon. So it's an old English word. And actually, it's still totally in use in Britain in this same definition, like to mean, I guess. So obviously it was brought over here by the British, and I don't know why it's only in the South or in the Appalachian area, because that doesn't make sense. British were everywhere, and apparently the word was everywhere, and then for some reason it disappeared everywhere but the South or the Appalachian Mountains. So kind of cool. I thought it was going to be some kind of Scottish word because a lot of the Appalachian Mountains were settled by the Scottish. But there you go. Break time, about 160 miles in for the day. I'm gonna enjoy a nice Gold Peak tea and try to figure out where I'm going, because I think I need to get off the TAT soon if I'm going to that Wallace campground. So I'm gonna check that out and then get back on the road. I also just checked the chain and it's quite loose. So this is now chain tightening time as well. Sweet. Well, my plan to turn off and go to Wallace Campground on whatever lake that is got blown off because it's only, I think it's 2 o'clock, and what am I going to do? Sit around a campground? I'd rather ride a bit more. And the word for mission control is go to some place that starts with a T. And then I thought Wallace Campground was on Lake Edith, but, or did I say Eden? Anyway, I guess there's a lake up there with a state park. So that's where I'm headed. Alright, mission control with another huge win for Ange. John hooked me up with this, and he said it would be cool. And it is. This is Lake George something blah blah State Park on Lake Enid in Mississippi. While it looks like you would want to dive in that water because it's so freaking hot, it's kind of warm and gross. So I'm not doing that, but I am going to take a shower. I'm sweating my ass off. And let me see what my stats were. Alright, today I went 202 miles, 8.5 hours. Right on. I jumped off the TAT, came down here, and it's kind of good because there was a section that I had marked a waypoint that said washed out. So that might have been a good section to avoid anyway. And I'll hop back on in the morning. I stopped at the convenience store and got some Gatorade and some Bush's beans, which I'm gonna mix with ramen, I think, because I can't handle another vegan meal. And unfortunately, they don't sell beer around here on Sunday, which I kind of knew was going to be a possibility. But that's a bummer. I could use a cold beer right now. All right, that's about it for the day, I think. I'm going to finish setting up camp, take a shower, get some food, and hopefully it cools down here pretty soon. All right, I'll see you in the morning.